Hello, this is Maurice James. I'm doing my demonstration speech for my intro to speech class, and I'm going to rotate the camera so you can see my audience members, starting from my right. Laura Grimes, Brian Stites, Terrence Herford, I believe, Tanika Chambers, and the camera person is Randy Foster. And I'm going to get it all set here. Make sure I get in position. Alrighty. Let me, with my props up. Sorry about that. I get my props up. Alrighty. Good afternoon. I am originally from Memphis, Tennessee, which is a hop, skip, and jump away from Mississippi. And Memphis is known for many things: music, blues, crime, the Memphis Grizzlies, but also Memphis is also known for its food, mainly the awesome tasting ribs that a lot of people cook in Memphis. Nothing tastes better than a juicy, tender slab of ribs that just falls right off the bone when you pick it up. Many have tried, myself included, to grill the ribs straight from the package without doing any pre-seasoning, pre-marinating, or pre-cooking. Take it from me, not doing this is a big mistake, and you will end up with tough, unflavored ribs. Following these steps will ensure that you will have some ribs that Following these steps will ensure that you will have some ribs that you and others wanting more. First, you want to buy your ribs, either beef or pork, preferably beef, because they're healthier and tend to be bigger than pork. No skimpy ribs. Once you have the ribs, you want to pick your seasoning that you want to use. Let's see if we can see this. This is A1 seasoning, dry rub seasoning. A lot of people like using dry rub. Some like sauce, like this sauce here, for their ribs. Some like salt, pepper, some like lemon pepper. Whatever your taste desires. You never want to have tasteless ribs. That should be a sin. When you're at home, rinse your ribs off, place them in a pan, and apply a nice coat of seasoning to the both sides of the ribs. Next, you want to choose your marinade. This also adds flavor to the ribs. You want to be able to soak the ribs in the marinade. Today I have Lawry's Steak and Chop Marinade. I have Lawry's Herb and Garlic. And these are the only two I have. So what you want to do is get your marinade, and you want to soak your ribs in the marinade. Again, this is just desired upon your taste, whatever flavor you like. Some like lemon pepper, some like garlic, some like a spicy marinade. There are several to choose from. You can choose from honey to teriyaki. You can make your own marinade, or you can buy it from your local grocery store. Marinating makes the ribs even more tender, juicier, and gives it more flavor. What you want to do when you marinate, you want to marinate the ribs from up to 30 minutes up to an hour. Me personally, I marinate mine a little bit longer, between an hour to an hour and a half. And what that does is allows the marinade to really soak the meat and gives it more flavor. The thicker the cut of the ribs, you definitely want to marinate longer. Trust me, when you do this, you will definitely thank me for it. Next, you want to get your pan large enough to hold the ribs. You want to cut or lay the ribs flat down in the marinade. Then once you have the ribs coated with the marinade, you want to seal the container and place it in the fridge, like I said, between 30 minutes to an hour, hour and a half. Finally, the most important step is to pre-cook the ribs. A lot of people say boil them. I preferably pre-bake the ribs, and the reason why I pre-bake the ribs is because when you boil it, you may cook the ribs too long, and the meat tends to shrink up on the ribs. So I would say pre-baking it. That way you can monitor it. You can put it on a low temperature, and that way you won't cook your ribs too fast. What you want to do before you put the ribs in the oven to pre-bake them, you lay them on a flat surface on top of aluminum foil, and you want to place your rub. You want to place your rub, some more of your seasons that you have on top of the ribs. You wrap them up. You may want to put some lemon juice on the ribs. That way it'll give it more flavor and keep all the juices inside. This will definitely ensure that your ribs do come out tender and juicy and fall off the bone. Now, doing this step means that you don't have to cook them on the grill too long. So once you have them pre-baked, they're pretty much cooked for the most part. And all you have to do when you get them on the grill, make sure your fire is not too hot, and make sure your fire is not too low so that it doesn't go out. So all you want to do is pre-bake the ribs, head to the grill, and slow cook them on the grill for about another 15 to 20 minutes or so. Just make sure that you don't burn your ribs. For me, grilling is fun. I love to grill, and following these steps can work on any type of meat, such as chicken, pork chops, lamb chops, steaks, etc. To avoid the hassle of having those tough ribs that you can barely chew, I recommend that you try these steps. Learn from me. I made the mistake of trying to cook the ribs straight from the package, and the ribs were tough and chewy. But after practice and trying different things, and you'll be able to try different things on your own. But after practice, I learned different steps that help to make the ribs more edible, make them tender, make them fall off the bone. And trying these steps, you'll definitely have people begging for more. So I thank you for your time this evening, and you have a great evening. Bye-bye. Thank you all.